Hi, Satish. Let's take a look at your newest set of essays, shall we? So this is about online communication, advantages, disadvantages. Let's see what you wrote. Since the advent of internet technologies, there have been many inventions made to ease out the difficulties faced in personal and office communication. Employees in many workstations are preferring online communication over physical meetings. In my view, there are plenty of benefits of doing electronic meetings. In this essay, I shall share my arguments along with the examples from an IT industry and recent COVID-19 pandemic situation. Okay, a couple of little things, details. I wouldn't say an IT industry, I would say the, because there's only one, right? So let's do that. And then here I want you to be careful because you said there are plenty of benefits of doing online meetings. You have to be very careful with this. You did it correctly here. So this essay is not about just the advantages of online meetings. Clearly there are many. But what we want to talk about in this essay is the fact that they are more common than face-to-face meetings. Okay? So you have to be careful with this. It's very, very easy to write this essay in such a way that it sounds like it covers the advantages and disadvantages of online meetings. That's not the point. What you need to talk about is the fact that we're doing so many of these that there are more of them than face-to-face meetings. Is this prevalence over face-to-face good or bad? Okay, so you have to be careful with that. Okay, so like I said, I liked this. This was good. It felt like it was really on topic. But here, I'm telling you this because as an examiner, this raises for me a red flag. I think to myself, uh-oh, I hope this isn't just about advantages and disadvantages of online meetings, because that would be a little off topic and not really covering what they've asked you to cover. Anyway, let's see what you wrote. To commence with the advantages, firstly, virtual meetings allow people to connect with each of the attendees easily, no matter in which part of the world they are situated, till they have got peripheral devices and a stable internet connection. I don't understand this till. I think you mean something else here. Maybe you mean provided, perhaps, which part of the world they are situated, provided they have got, I don't know what you mean again by peripheral either. So I think you mean provided, and I think here digital, maybe? I'm not sure. You don't need a capital in people. Secondly, people don't have to commute to offices for physical meetings. Hence, it saves traveling time along with preserving an environment, the environment, again, one environment, from emissions of toxic gas. No, not emissions emitted. So, preserving the environment from toxic gases being emitted from vehicles significantly when people have to travel long distances for their meetings. All right, this sentence, we need to rework it. Look at it. It's kind of, well, I wouldn't say it's too long, but still there is some awkwardness. So let me just read it one more time. So people don't have to commute to offices for physical meetings. Hence, it saves traveling time along with preserving the environment from toxic gases being emitted from vehicles significantly. Yeah, you don't have to write the rest of this. I think you could have left it out because you already talked about saving traveling time. So writing again long distances, it feels a little redundant, a little superfluous. I would remove that. So, for example, many IT companies worldwide crack international deals abroad via online meetings. I don't like this crack here. Feels like the wrong word. Additionally, they explain the requirements over video calls and get the project accomplished. Therefore, it is conclusively clear that online meetings are uncomplicated, time-saving, and even cost-effective. Okay, and you also wanted to say that not only are they uncomplicated, but they help the environment, right? So that was something you could have written rather than uncomplicated. So they are environmentally friendly, time-saving, and even cost-effective. Let's regarding that last point, cost effective, when did you talk about cost effectiveness? I mean, I know you mentioned time, right? And then you talked about the environment. Um, and you talked about them, kind of brokering deals, but you didn't say how this saves money. So be careful with this. It's nice, and I liked it when I read it, but it doesn't entirely refer to what you talked about in the paragraph. Okay. All right. So this is the wrong expression. I think what you meant is on the contrary, but even on the contrary doesn't fit here. Um, you want a different linking device to now show that you're switching sides. So you could have said here in contrast, or you could have said that said, or that being said, or having said that. Any one of these would have been okay. So that being said, there are some disadvantages as well, which cannot be disregarded. Like, okay, what's going on here? You should probably connect this to the sentence here. So let's see. Or you could have gotten rid of like, and you could have said, for instance, virtual meetings require a proper environment and gadgets like smartphones or computers with a stable internet connection. Yeah, you just said that though in the previous sentence, in the previous paragraph, as a positive. So for you now to be talking about it, look, stable internet connection. It seems strange to me that you're now showing it as a disadvantage. It's a little strange. So if a malfunction in basic setup is reoccurring, it could lead to delay or even cancellation of the meeting and may harm the business. Okay. Furthermore, online meetings may lack in enthusiasm and participants may hesitate to express their views clearly, which may lead towards miscommunication. For instance, as the number of active COVID cases are plummeting, employees are being called back to join the office as such issues were being faced by many employees and resulted in delayed delivery. Okay, fine. So, to conclude, from the facts and arguments illustrated above, I strongly believe the virtual meetings have more benefits if a proper environment exists and standards are being followed and will surely keep followed. No, this is awkward. First of all, I don't like and. So that's a little strange, and this is strange. Are being followed and will surely keep followed. That's incorrect, so we have to fix this. Let's try it one more time, okay, Satish? So, I strongly believe that virtual meetings have more benefits if a proper environment exists and standards continue to be followed in the future. That would have been okay. Okay, so you basically did kind of what I was worried about and what I told you in the beginning of your essay. You didn't really talk about this shift, which is really what this is all about, okay? And the fact that, it's now like, I don't know, maybe 70 online and 30 face-to-face. You didn't really talk about that. Instead, you talked about positives and negatives of online communication and online meetings, which is related but is not entirely what they ask you about. And so that would affect your task achievement score. It wouldn't put you in those top 2 or 3 band scores, okay? So I do want you to know that. It's really important to make sure that you absolutely, absolutely, absolutely understand what they're asking you and answer that question directly rather than something just peripherally related to the topic. Now, another thing that let's see. Okay, you did talk about the advantages. You did talk about the disadvantages. What did you say? You said, in my view, there are plenty of benefits. Okay. You said that you will share your arguments. I would have liked here, since you did have to talk about both advantages and disadvantages, I would have liked you to say something like, in my view, despite the disadvantages, there are benefits. This way we know you're going to cover both, okay? Which is what you did. You covered both. You covered advantages and you covered disadvantages. Now, the other thing that I want to point out to you is the order of your paragraphs. You decide to start with the advantages, which you support, and then talk about the disadvantages, which you don't support. I want to encourage you to reverse the order of these paragraphs. So start with the disadvantages, then go to the advantages. Or, to put it a different way, start with the side that you don't support, and then go to the side that you do support. This is really a better way of organizing your paragraphs. It's more logical. And a lot of IELTS tutors will suggest to you that it's the right way to do things. Start with the side you don't support, and then closer to conclusion, have the side that you do support. This way, that paragraph acts like an anchor. Okay, so we covered a lot here in this task 2. I really want to get into your task 1 about the part-time job. Well, let's see, full-time job. Okay, let's see what you said. Dear Mr. Williams, I'm writing in response to the job post of team lead on LinkedIn. I joined this organization as a part-time employee as I was recently moved into this city. No, not as I was moved, but as I recently moved to this city along with my family and had my personal reasons. Well, you don't need to mention them if they're personal. Just with full stop, family. Now I am willing to serve this company as a full-time employee if I was given an opportunity. Okay. So, let's see. Furthermore, I am having 8+ years of experience in the software engineering field and possess an experience to gather project requirements and distribute tasks between team members best way possible to meet the deadline. Additionally, I am inclined towards coding and fascinated by tackling technical challenges. Okay, so let's talk about this paragraph a little bit. Grammatically, it's got some issues. I have some other concerns. Let's say team lead. Okay, fine. So first of all, I wouldn't have used the furthermore here. It felt definitely irrelevant because you're not continuing with a thought that you said in the previous paragraph. It's a brand new idea, brand new central idea. So you could have said something like regarding my experience, okay, or regarding my background. That would have been fine, but definitely not furthermore. I have 8+ years experience in the software engineering field. And now you said experience, so I would avoid this 100%. So, and am familiar with how to gather project requirements and distribute tasks between team members in the best way possible to meet deadlines. And then this was okay. Let's continue with the next paragraph. Okay. Let's see. So, as I have been working with this company for more than 6 months now, you are well aware of my skills and potential. Get rid of that S here. Get rid of that. Which already match the job description mentioned in the job post. Besides this, I believe it will also save company time, get rid of the apostrophe S, and budget required for any new candidates onboarding process if I would be considered for this post. Please feel free to contact me if you need further information. Yours sincerely. Okay. Let's see. Why do you want to apply? What are your future goals? Why would it be beneficial for the company? Well, you covered this. but I can't really say that you cover the other two. I didn't see anything about your future goals. I really didn't. Let's see if I missed something. No, not really. I mean, you have this experience, you like doing this. You want to work full time, but that's it. So I wouldn't say that you cover the idea of the future goals. And to be quite frank with you, I'm not really sure why you want to apply. I understand that you moved into the city, you've been working part time, but you really do need to lay this out a lot more clearly. So, my initial concern was that I didn't really see you using the order of the bullets. You don't have to, but I always tell students that they should. They should stick to this order because it's essentially a very logical order. It's an outline that helps keep you on task and helps keep your answer rather cohesive and certainly coherent as well, because it's a logical order of how we would express these ideas in a letter. So, for me, the biggest weakness in this letter is that you didn't really cover some of these things. I wouldn't say that you covered the first or second bullet. So that would most certainly reduce your task achievement score. Please be aware of that. Make sure that you absolutely, absolutely cover these very, very clearly. Okay, so go ahead, correct these. Let's see more work from you. Tell me if you have any questions. I'll be waiting. So lots of luck.